Jorginho of Chelsea, here in London town. Chiellini, Bonucci, Bernardeschi, Di Lorenzo, Bernardeschi, and scraped away from over the shoulder of his goalkeeper by Christian Romero.
Well, Argentina are looking at the assistant referee. They feel that the offside flag should have gone up, but you can see there he's onside. It's a brilliant decision by the assistant referee, but once again, it's Christian Romero. Brilliant defending, anticipates Bernardeschi wants to make that pass.
Bonucci forward, Chiellini forward. Swept in by Raspadori, cleared as far as Jorginho. Emerson's would-be cross struck the arm of Otamendi, I beg his pardon.
Certainly the best 3 or 4 minute spell that Italy have had in the whole game. Clearly see the arm is outstretched of Nicolas Otamendi. Another set piece for Argentina to deal with here. Have been rock solid defensively, haven't they, under Lionel Scaloni?
That defensive robustness to be examined again here. Bernardeschi and Raspadori either side of the ball. Take two. Raspadori plays it in. Bellotti!
Yeah, clever, straight off the training ground. We've seen this set-piece routine before. It's good delivery. Can't really get enough on it to trouble Emiliano Martinez. You can see the goalkeeper moves his feet really well. That makes the catch relatively comfortable.
Another good season in Aston Villa's goal for Emiliano Martinez, his second since moving from another London club, Arsenal, a couple of summers ago. Comfortable save from Andrea Bellotti, who himself has been in very good goal-scoring form this spring. He began the month of May with a hat-trick for Torino at Empoli.
I spoke about that rock-solid Argentinian defence under Scaloni. Emiliano Martinez has played a massive part in that.
Emerson couldn't hurdle the challenge and has himself a free kick, and Otamendi has himself a yellow card.
Yeah, I don't think he really leaves the referee any alternative here. It's a brilliant burst from Emerson, and when you lunge in like that and you don't get the ball right in front of the referee, you're always going to see a yellow card.
Which makes the last 70 minutes of the game that much more complicated for a centre-half who is always strong in the challenge. Mancini looking to offer creative thinking. Bonucci between Bernardeschi and Raspadori. Jorginho seemingly with a problem. Raspadori into the wall, and Raspadori again, pace taken off it, corner.
Well, that's one free kick each with a shooting opportunity both times. Both players have hit the wall.
And it is going to be Federico Bernardeschi of Juventus to deliver once more. Chiellini and Bonucci, the disruptive presences. Bernardeschi plays it in. Romero heads it out. Last man back for Italy was Emerson. Led by De Paul. Claimed determinedly by Messi. Chiellini was wrapping him up.
That's a bit of an understatement, wasn't it?
Italian Fico. They both play the beautiful game of football, and that's just about all they have in common.
Both remarkable players in very different ways.
Taken down nicely by Molina, and set now for Messi, whose shot takes a deflection, squirts wide for a corner.
Well, it's so evident every time they get the ball, they want to try and look for Lionel Messi, and of course, when you've got him in your ranks, why wouldn't you? Finds a bit of space, he's closed down well.
Messi to conspire over the corner with Rodrigo De Paul. Lautaro Martinez right on the toes of Donnarumma. Flung in by Messi, away from the near post by Belotti. Raspadori couldn't escape. Wide again from Di Maria. Messi. Messi's delivery. Lautaro Martinez taken off it and spinning to the ground, and glad of the free kick that comes his way.
Delivery from Lionel Messi. It's the kind that defenders hate. They work it well out wide, he's onside, but this delivery here gives defenders nightmares into a brilliant area. If you're an attacker, if you're a defender, you need a bit of luck, and that's what Italy get there. And then Barella does well to win a foul.
Sweet touch from Messi, taken on by Di Maria. Messi twisting. Di Maria, Lautaro Martinez let it roll. It's come again to Messi, and Donnarumma's behind it.
Oh, it's brilliant. Really quick feet. That's all he had, Lionel Messi, when it arrives at him, one touch and then get the strike initially. Brilliant play to get it out wide. As this ball comes to him, it's a really quick feed, but he can't evade Gianluigi Donnarumma.
Messi again around Di Lorenzo, on a plate for Lautaro Martinez, and Argentina strike first in La Finalissima.
Well, Italian defenders surround the referee. They think one of their players was fouled in the build-up to this goal. But it's brilliant, isn't it? And it's what we've come to expect from Lionel Messi. Once he's inside that penalty area, it's very difficult for defenders, because they know if they make a challenge, they're liable to give a penalty away. But that's what Italy are complaining about. They get robbed, and the rest, it's all about Lionel Messi. Brilliant turn, can't be touched there. It's absolutely on a plate for Lautaro Martinez. He makes a good run The striker puts himself in front of goal and he knows that Lionel Messi will pick him out. It's as easy as you like. And I have to say, it probably had been coming for Argentina. They have been the better team so far, and he will enjoy that.
There is a VAR check ongoing, possibly around that challenge, also because Lautaro Martinez wasn't a million miles away from the offside line. There's an Argentine assumption that the goal will stand, and the goal does stand. For Lautaro Martinez, a 20th international goal, 7 of which have come in the recent World Cup qualifying campaign, 3 of which came in the Copa America last summer, which brings them here, including a big one in the semi-final against Colombia. But he will cherish his goal at Wembley. Barella! Why not?
Yeah, he takes a pot shot. Nicola Barella. Emiliano Martinez is not really sure. He hasn't got his bearings because his team are in possession here, but that there is probably going wide, but Emiliano Martinez can't take the chance.
Italy seeking to respond promptly. Jorginho, Emerson lofted up towards Chiellini, and it was courageously taken off his boot, but the flag in any case was up.
Yeah, good discipline here. Look at the back line, the way they step out. There's at least 3 Italians offside there. Very disciplined.
Well, many of these Argentinian supporters have come not just from the Argentine community in London or indeed the capital cities around Europe, but they have come from Argentina itself specifically for this. Raspadori, Barella. Chiellini, who will remember, as many of this Italian 11 also will, that of course last time they played here they were 1-0 down and they ended up dancing around this field until dawn. Chiellini. Di Lorenzo. Bernardeschi.
Well, lit up Wembley at least a couple of times before, hasn't it? Lionel Messi spins the defender, and then it's a difficult one, isn't it? For Di Lorenzo, can't really foul him, he's in the penalty area. But it's the vision, it's the awareness, and it's the execution of Lionel Messi. Puts it on a plate for Lautaro Martinez.
Well, if there's one thing an Italian centre-half doesn't like to see, it's a goal against. And Bonucci's features there betray his sentiments on the whole subject. It was he, of course, who got the equaliser, improbably, in the European Championship final last summer, on behalf of Mancini.
Well, he built a team, didn't he, that won the European Championship. Had some flair, but it had grit, determination, resilience and organisation. They had to display all of those things in that final to prevail.
And interestingly, Don, it did sufficient to buy him enough in the minds of Italian football fans that even the failure to qualify for the World Cup hasn't meant him losing his job, and that is improbable. That's rare.
Yeah, you just wonder, don't you, had he not won that final, had he gone out in the semi-finals, for instance, or even lost the final, then he may not be down on that touchline here this evening.
But the Italian story is just another instance, and there are millions down the years, that it only takes a second. Italy had gone those 37 games and lost one that mattered so much to an opponent which wasn't supposed to have a prayer against them. That is our ridiculous game.
Absolutely. North Macedonia in absolute heaven. But they destroyed the dream for Italy, and the big thing, of course, is that it's the second World Cup in a row, and that is unthinkable, not just for Italians, actually.
Bernardeschi, seen by Romero. De Paul's pass was inaccurate. Bernardeschi. Oh, wiry strength from Tagliafico. Lo Celso settles for the throw. Given away wastefully by Messi of all men, but Bernardeschi couldn't profit.
Well, I think he was fouled, actually. He's entitled to be a little bit upset, but once the referee played on, it did come off him last.
He thinks he was fouled as well. By Chiellini, taken forward by Barella. Raspadori has to work to keep it. Jorginho, Raspadori, Chiellini, Jorginho.
Well, big decision really, but this is in keeping really with the way that he's refereed the game. He's allowed an awful lot of physical contacts, with the exception of when a centre-half comes through a centre-forward, but all about genius that is Lionel Messi. 35 years old, still got it.
And Martinez profited from it. Foul by Lo Celso. South American referee, Chilean.
It's hand in the back, right in front of the referee as well. It wasn't really subtle, was it?
Rodriguez. Juggled by Lo Celso. Bonucci. Di Lorenzo. Bernardeschi. Bonucci. Pessina.
Very comfortable without the ball, Argentina, aren't they? We're getting that low block there. Disciplined shape.
Raspadori. Emerson. Bellotti couldn't get there.
Well, it's a nearly moment, isn't it? For Andrea Bellotti at the far post. They work it well. He's got the run on the defender, but actually runs underneath it a little bit. Had he hung out a little bit more, he may have had half a chance of getting his head on that. Talking about fractions. There, look, it's that left arm, it's the elbow, catches him flush in the face, really painful.
He's okay. Barcelona Juventus a year or two back. That would have been a part of the nuts and bolts of a Champions League contest. But it hurt for sure.
Yeah, Bonucci has just gone up to him and apologised.
Even Lionel Messi is only skin and bones.
I must admit, I was surprised that Messi jumped for that with Bonucci. It's not really a ball he was ever going to win.
Otamendi away, back by Chiellini. Bernardeschi. Hoisted up high by Romero. Messi. Lautaro Martinez. Lo Celso. Tipped over by Barella. Otamendi to Paul. Molina, one of the Italian-based players in the Argentinian team, the right full-back from Udinese. To Paul. Molina. Protected by Rodriguez. Moved for Otamendi. Tagliafico. Romero. Messi. It's broken here for Di Maria, who can worry Chiellini. Slide it towards Lautaro Martinez, but as has happened 1,001 times in the past, Bonucci is helping his mate out.
Yeah, they are the ones, aren't they, the Italian defenders that are being asked most of the questions in this game. Having said all of that, 1-0 we know. Delicate scoreline.
Well, say again, the last time they played on this ground, Italy went in at half-time 1-0 down. And went in at the end partying. So those who were there then and those who are here now understand that there may be drama, plenty of it still to play out. This game, if you weren't with us at the start, has no provision for extra time. We would go straight to penalties if necessary. Bernardeschi, Pessina. It's a good ball in principle, but Barella didn't do it justice. He gets another go. Emerson. Strongly won by Romero. What a good half he's had.
Yeah, he's been brilliant, hasn't he? Carried on his club form.
Messi's got his way again. Barella is exasperated again.
He just pulls him back. I think the foul had been given already.
Otamendi, Tagliafico into 2 additional minutes at the end of a barely interrupted first half.
Well, it's been a first half where I've been able to see why Argentina have been rock solid.
Now Lautaro Martinez, what a strong turn from him. He's rolled it up for Di Maria. Sumptuous finish. That is delicious.
Well, once again, the build-up play. This time it's the goal scorer, Lautaro Martinez, scored the first with the brilliance, the absolute brilliance on the halfway line. And of course you need runners and you need your teammate to be able to apply a finish, and in Angel Di Maria, a miss. But it's the first bit. Just there, how strong is Lautaro Martinez? That's just Leonardo Bonucci that he's just rolled with absolute ease, and then he spots the run of Di Maria. The pace of the pass has to be perfect. It is. And Di Maria audaciously dinks the ball over one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Made it look easy, and that is a brilliant goal. And you sense it would be a long way back for Italy from there against such a well-organised, disciplined team.
Paris roll. Bonucci, for once, out-muscled. Martinez, executioner, turns assister. And Angel Di Maria has his 25th international goal. And what a beauty it was at the end of a splendidly competitive first half at Wembley. It has been a contest, all right. Challenges have flown in hard and from all angles, but the goals which have flown in have been Argentinian goals. Lautaro Martinez just before the half hour, courtesy of Messi's mastery, and then in first half stoppage time, Angel Di Maria off the back of a beautifully weighted Lautaro Martinez pass. And at the break at Wembley, it is Italy 0, Argentina 2.
England could become the 11th different nation to be crowned European champions. Italy have been home to their base in Florence and back since having their work cut out here at Wembley to squeeze past Spain in the semi-final. If Roberto Mancini contemplated a change or two, he's resisted that temptation. Well, Gareth Southgate hasn't named an unchanged team since the semi-final of the World Cup, and he makes one alteration this evening from his semi-final on Wednesday, reverting to three at the back, which means Kieran Trippier returns for Bukayo Saka. Well, two very watchable teams, arguably the two best teams, two squads with ability and affability. They've regained the love of their fans, watchable, as I say, and very likeable as people.
Players on both sides, no matter how experienced, you want to get a good, clean, early touch, work your way into this match.
Kane loves to come deep and has done that and set England on their way. With Trippier. Looking for a fantastic start here. Shaw! They've got it! His first goal for England, and what a time to get it! The man who's come back into the
you see Bonucci when he rolled him? He went to grab him, then realised he was already on a yellow card. Yeah. Can't quite see who he's talking to there, Mancini. Could you?
Locatelli and Lazzari. Well, Locatelli and Manuel Lazzari are also introduced. Giorgio Chiellini's farewell is over. Federico Bernardeschi has also given way. As Italy, out of necessity, chase it. Argentina, go for it, Don.
Sorry, I was going to say, I'm not surprised that Roberto Mancini has made changes, but I am surprised that it's 3 at half-time. Clearly didn't like what he saw in that first half.
Bonucci has taken the captain's armband. Di Lorenzo has got in at centre-half with Lazzari outside of him at right full-back. Locatelli and Scamacca involved further forward. Argentina were the last winners of this competition back in 1993 after a penalty shootout against the European champions of that age, Denmark, the surprise European champions. 5-4 Argentine win on penalties, despite the best efforts of Peter Schmeichel in the Danish goal. Sergio Goycochea in Argentina's goal was amongst the heroes that night. A couple of decades on, Argentina may not need to take this evening that far. Barella. Change to an extent forced upon him. Forced upon him not just by a slightly tame first half from an Italian perspective, but also actually by a recent run of form which is not ideal. We've spoken a lot about the 37-match unbeaten run, but that doesn't tell the full story. Italy actually haven't won a competitive match outright outside of Italy since the quarter-finals of the European Championship against Belgium in Munich in July last year, including the semi-final and the final of the Euros, which of course both went to penalties. They've won just 2 of their last 10 competitive matches in 90 minutes.
It doesn't get any easier either as well. Got some difficult games coming their way in the next couple of weeks.
Let's see, Di Maria, Lautaro Martinez, Lo Celso, Tagliafico. De Paul. Romero. Argentina, on the other hand, undefeated since they lost to Brazil in Belo Horizonte 3 years ago tomorrow in the 2019 Copa America. 31 games since then. Unbeaten in qualifying for the upcoming World Cup. Unbeaten on their way to becoming Copa America winners.
I think the evidence of the first half, I could see why they're on such a good run. 31 unbeaten. I could also see why they've got such a fantastic defensive record. 18 clean sheets in that 31 game run. Outstanding effort.
And Scaloni has them in a good place. Emerson. Raspadori, the only one of the front three who survives the half-time cull. On by Barella, easily readable by Molina, and now Messi can turn in a trice. De Paul, nicked away by Di Lorenzo, taken back by De Paul. Scooped out by Emerson. Foul at the back of Jorginho.
Italy, they really have got to be better in possession of the ball. They're really not looking after it very well. Inviting Argentina onto them.
Di Lorenzo. Lazzari. By Tagliafico. Out comes Lo Celso. Lautaro Martinez. Crashing tackle from Tagliafico. He claims he took the ball.
Yeah, I think he did, to be fair, but goes in really aggressively. Almost jumps into the tackle. I think that's what the referee doesn't like. Look, jumping into it. Wasn't dangerous. Wins the ball. Over-aggressive, the referee will tell us.
Bonucci. Lazzari. Got it back from Pessina. Di Lorenzo now from centre half. Scamacca. Jorginho. Barella. Emerson. Jorginho.
Just finding it very difficult, Italy, to penetrate that Argentinian back line.
In by Lazzari. There's De Paul.
He felt that one. De Paul. You can see why Barella.
It's not a pretty one, that.
No, leading with the studs. I think he'll claim he's trying to block the ball, and that's a natural position for your leg to be in, but you can see very unhappy Rodrigo De Paul.
Tagliafico for Argentina. Lo Celso, De Paul. Messi from deep. Di Maria from wide. De Paul. Also just beyond the range of Messi, who went biting in regardless. Taken back by Rodriguez, reclaimed by Di Lorenzo for Italy. Jorginho. Gianluca Scamacca.
They've scored 2 brilliant goals, Argentina, but they have been mightily impressive without the ball. The shape, the bite, made it very difficult for Italy.
Lo Celso. Even the ball players are ball winners. Messi's looking eager. Bonucci, don't panic.
The first bit was good. They just look a bit all at sea to me, Italy. No real fluency to their passing, to their play. Look a little bit off it.
The suggestion, Don, perhaps being that this is the last page of the final chapter of the last era, and tomorrow is a new dawn. Yeah. And maybe it does for them in that sense have an end of era, end of term feel. And that back pass is making Scamacca's eyes light up. Away by Romero.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on with your assessment there. It does feel like the end of an era. They will go into those UEFA Nations League games probably looking quite a bit different to what we've seen at the start of this game. And they'll need to be better.
We are, of course, 6 months out from the World Cup, but for Argentina, as we mentioned right at the start, this is such an important dress rehearsal against high-level European opposition. Jorginho. Scamacca. De Paul, Messi, De Paul. That's sweet. Lautaro Martinez. Swept towards Messi, who nearly bumped it on into the path of Di Maria. Bonucci's back pass. And Donnarumma got there with a bit of a stretch.
Oh, that would have been the ultimate embarrassing moment, wouldn't it, really? Donnarumma, tart in mouth stuff, just gets there, avoids a collision with the post, but the Italian hearts must have been in bounds there, because it was a stretch at the end to keep that ball out. I think those attempts, possibly on the face of it, make it look a little closer than it actually has been. Emiliano Martinez has barely been tested.
Jorginho shifted on for Barella. Jorginho out by Otamendi, protected by De Paul, who had Jorginho bumping him from behind.
That's really clever use of the body by Rodrigo De Paul. He knows here, has a look, sees Jorginho coming, steps across him, and draws the foul. It's really good play.
De Paul, who of course is schooled by one of the great Argentinian coaches in Diego Simeone at Atletico Madrid. And there is more activity on the Italian bench for Francesco Acerbi, up and looking animated in a manner which suggests he might be a part of it soon. Bonucci, Barella, Emerson, that's Nito, Raspadori. Slung towards Lazzari. Lazzari, Jorginho, broke for Di Maria. He was hustled off it, in by Jorginho, out by Romero, and struck by Locatelli. It took a deflection which might have been mischievous, but turned out in the event to be kind to Emiliano Martinez, who fell awkwardly.
Yeah, he's holding his knee, that will be a concern. It's a decent enough hit. Rodriguez gets out. Does he land awkwardly? Hard to see from that.
Di Maria, such poise. Otamendi, Tagliafico, kept it in for Lo Celso.
They just look so comfortable in their own skin, don't they?
Otamendi, what a smashing ball. Di Maria, Lautaro Martinez waiting in the middle. It's Angel Di Maria! Oh, it's a wonderful reach from Donnarumma.
It is an outstanding save, but he shouldn't have been allowed to get the shot in. As the ball is played, you can see there's an Italian defender deeper. He's onside, Angel Di Maria, but Emerson has to force him to keep going on his right foot. I mean, that is way too easy. The Italian fullback lets him in on his stronger left foot, takes a little nick, and Emerson nearly pays the price, bailed out by a brilliant save from Donnarumma.
A beautiful take just before half-time, and another threat to Donnarumma's goal. Right on the hour. Italian goalkeeper needed every last half inch of his 6'5" frame. Lo Celso. Messi, De Paul, up and out by Emerson, coaxed back in by De Paul. Lautaro Martinez couldn't take it, but Jorginho has to yield the corner.
Well, I think those anguished screams from Jorginho are at his own teammates, actually. Well, they do not look very organised back there.
Messi's deep take, Di Maria! Oh, did he catch that flush or not? What a hit!
Well, we very nearly saw one of the great goals at this great stadium. We've seen a few over the years, but Italy are very fortunate that that is straight at Gianluigi Donnarumma. It's a super hit. Out of... Keeps it down. Unfortunately for Argentina, straight at the goalkeeper.
PlayStation football. Right. Replaced here by Leonardo Spinazzola, who you will recall was one of the standout stars of the European Championship for Italy until he was so brutally and cruelly injured in the quarter-final against Belgium. Lo Celso, and indeed it's only over the last month or so Jose Mourinho and Roma again. He did feature in the Europa Conference League final the other day, and he'll feel like a new player for his club and his country as next season grows older. Here's Di Maria.
Yeah, well, that will, his introduction, Spinazzola, that at least will put some smiles on Italian faces, because he was magnificent until that unfortunate injury.
And Spinazzola played in that tournament on, as you know, come back to that in a second. Molina has played it here for Messi, and Messi across the face, and Argentina are by millimetres denied a third goal. Lo Celso finding the angle just too tight.
Well, it's modern for goalkeepers to pass the ball out, but Donnarumma has put his team in a bit of trouble, and then Emerson makes a poor decision. You can see because it's left to Messi, he's onside. And that is a lucky escape for Italy. They made a real mess of that. And Lo Celso can't quite wrap his foot around it.
To Paul. I was just going to say, Don, that Spinazzola has often for Mancini played on the left side of a back five or at left wing back. And my suspicion is, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, that they may have gone to three centre-halves now with Lazzari on the other side.
I think they're being overrun, aren't they? I think he needs to plug holes and make it harder, because Argentina are tearing through them at times.
Jorginho. Raspadori. Here's Spinazzola. Di Maria caught in a cul-de-sac and he couldn't manoeuvre out. Jorginho taken off his toe by Messi, who can set off and go now with support on either side. He's in a 5 against 3 here. Lionel Messi, he could just go himself. And when at last he did dispatch his shot, Donnarumma stood tall.
Well, how brilliant is this from Lionel Messi? Wins the ball back deep in his own half, drives all the way. He's entitled to go for the strike himself. Nearly catches Donnarumma out at that near post, but it was a 5 against 3 scenario. That is unacceptable for Italy, really unacceptable.
34 going on 18, Lionel Messi. He's nowhere near a veteran. Messi. Molina. Di Maria. Messi. De Paul. Messi. Lo Celso. You've got to smile. Lionel Messi.
Well, there's only one team enjoying themselves out there at the moment, and it's Argentina. They've really got Italy on the ropes here. The only thing missing is the knockout punch, and that will be defined by a third goal.
Tagliafico. To Paul. Messi. He's off again. Expect the unexpected. Donnarumma, mercifully for him, did. Messi off his right side.
It's all too easy. Time, space. The attempts are really racking up now.
For years and years, Tom, the narrative around Messi was that for all his wonderful achievements with Barcelona, it had never quite happened with Argentina. Now he's won the Copa. The sense is that he has finally relaxed into that shirt, and that this could be a very, very special year.
Well, it has the potential, and based on the evidence of what we've seen tonight, this is a very, very good team that every other nation at the World Cup finals will have to take very, very seriously.
Di Lorenzo. On back by Messi, this time he's committed a foul. Truth be told, you have to laugh at the supposition that a man who's played 160 times for his country and scored 81 goals has somehow failed them or fallen short. That has never seemed fair. But
well, I nearly said you can't win it on your own. But actually Argentina have had someone that did win it on their own, haven't they? So it's not really fair that that nation has had two greats like the great Diego Maradona and Lionel Messi.
Bonucci, still salvageable this for Italy now. Raspadori went to ground.
Just going back to Messi, I mean, the work rate for one of the greatest players the world has ever seen, the way he picked the pocket of Jorginho on the edge of his own penalty area and then drove his team up the field, that, for me, is a man who's on a mission.
Lautaro Martinez off Di Lorenzo, rolling away from Jorginho and setting it for Messi! Donnarumma got across. Rodriguez, Messi again. Lautaro Martinez nicked off Messi's toe by a necessarily alert Locatelli.
Well, they've got a one-man blockade holding them up at the minute in Donnarumma, Argentina. I get the feeling it's only a matter of time. That's how it feels.
Molina. Di Maria. To Paul. Romero. Martinez, that's a really good spot and a very good ball. One Martinez to another. Lautaro. Messi. To Paul. Messi stepping away from Spinazzola. Molina, Di Maria, Messi conjuring Lo Celso. Messi, he just won't let them have the ball, teasing them and taking a bruise for it, and the card's out.
Well, it was only a matter of time. The Olays came out. Argentina kept the ball for what felt like an eternity. A little bit of showboating. One Italian was always going to lose their cool at some point. That's Di Lorenzo, it is. Can't take it anymore. And that, brilliant skill from Messi. Italy very, very frustrated, but he's had so many shots in this second half. Every time Donnarumma coming up with the answers.
Di Lorenzo had no legal answer, so he did what it took. Giorgio Chiellini is 3 years or so older than Lionel Messi and has now retired from the international game. Just a spectator, and as an admirer, he, like all of us, can only to some extent be regarding Messi's performance as a joy.
Primed with their cameras, aren't they? Expecting greatness. Is he going to give them that moment?
He has that look of, I'll score when I want. In the mood. Lionel Messi didn't dip for him.
Well, I don't know how many attempts he's had in this second half, but it must be 5 or 6 at least. Doesn't get enough whip on the ball.
Seven attempts in the game.
Yeah. There was one out there with a 6, wasn't I? Who's counting?
Paul couldn't keep it. Barella turns out of trouble. Jorginho for Italy. They've got just more than a quarter of an hour to rescue something out of this evening, which for them has been a little flat.
Yeah, but look at the work rate of the Argentinians. Surrounded, not 1, 2, 3 of them around one player, swarming like bees around honey, not letting Italy settle, not giving them a minute on the ball. And then they win it back. Well, he hasn't done too much wrong there, Jorginho. I can understand his frustration. Paul maybe looking for that.
Winning that free kick may have been his last significant contribution. Diego de Paul's number is, I believe, about to go up. And indeed the change is going to be made before the free kick is taken. Replaced as he is here by Ezequiel Palacios of Bayer Leverkusen in the German Bundesliga.
He's been excellent, along with each and every one of his teammates, to be fair.
For every Messi and Di Maria, there has to be a De Paul. And he executed his duty immaculately. Messi, Di Maria. Some of this is Harlem Globetrotters stuff.
Well, they have license. They're having so much fun out there. A game that they probably thought was going to be difficult, they've made look very easy.
Another throw of the dice from Mancini. Alessandro Bastoni is going to get his turn to try and tame the great man.
There's a lash out.
Here's Barella. Opened up for him. Samaka has lifted it onto the roof of the net. And in any case, the flag was up.
Yeah. Well, they give the ball away for the first time almost in the whole game. But then you look at the line, they stay disciplined. Look, they stop themselves. They even slip to make sure they don't retreat. comfortably catch Scamata offside.
Well, the voices you can possibly hear behind us and around us are Argentine voices. They are wonderfully well supported on a foreign continent as they seek to win what was the Artemio Franchi Trophy for the first time since its last presentation 19 years ago in the team of Maradona and Batistuta and Simeone, Caniggia. And they are well on their way. Now Toro Martinez hit by Di Lorenzo, one of those who has to be careful now.
He gets the wrong side of him there, trying to get back, catches him. He's the wrong side, he's got hold of his shirt and then he catches him in his quest to get the other side of the ball. I dare say one more indiscretion and he may not see the end of this game, Di Lorenzo.
Chilean referee trying to invest himself in what is meant to be the spirit of this occasion. Di Maria, Lo Celso, Tagliafico, Messi, Di Maria, Messi, Di Maria. Tagliafico. Now Di Maria's on his way. If he wins this race, he's got Lautaro Martinez in the middle. Lautaro Martinez slipped. It came instead to Lo Celso. Out by Bastoni.
I think Italy will be relieved to see the end of this 90 minutes. I have to say they've been schooled really, particularly in this second half, which ironically Argentina haven't managed to find the net in. I think that's the most remarkable thing.
Lautaro Martinez, his in its own way has been a classic centre-forwards display. He's made it stick, he's held it up. He's made life at times hugely uncomfortable for the centre-halves around him.
They've done all the things that Italy haven't been able to do, Argentina.
Molina. Really well kept for Messi. And Messi drives on. And Molina keeps it in. It's set again for Lionel Messi.
Well, he's belying his years, isn't he? Not just, we know he's got the talent, we know he's technically brilliantly gifted, but I'd love to know how far he's run this evening, because he's put a shift in, I have to say. He's been outstanding.
Jorginho. Barella. Bonucci. Lazzari. Taken back by Di Maria. Lautaro Martinez. After this, Argentina fly back to Spain, where they play a friendly on Sunday against Estonia in Pamplona, the hometown of Osasuna Football Club. They do have one leftover World Cup qualifier against Brazil to fit in September, but that is a fixture fulfillment really rather than dream fulfillment. It's the overflow of a game that was controversially halted in the very awkward COVID era. Di Maria ran into trouble. Otamendi made good the repair. A couple of changes for Argentina heading into the last 6 minutes here. Germán Petzela is coming on for Christian Romero, another who's had an absolutely immaculate game at centre-half, perhaps relatively unsung, given the extent to which Argentina have bossed proceedings. And the other alteration is a particularly interesting one, not just because Lautaro Martinez can be afforded his own ovation at the end of an evening, Don, when he scored a smashing goal.
Yeah, and he sniffed where the ball was going to land, put himself in a position for a very, very easy finish. But it's not just the goal. He's been outstanding all night in every aspect of his play.
But it's not just his removal and withdrawal, it's about the guy who's replacing him here, who is going to become a name familiar to European football watchers, Julian Alvarez, who is moving this summer from River Plate to Manchester City and is potentially going to play in a front line with Erling Haaland, as if Manchester City aren't good enough already. But this is a whiz kid that Europe is looking forward to seeing. I'm sure those of you watching from a South American perspective know what we have coming.
Yeah, very, very exciting. The next big Argentinian thing. Exciting times.
Last week he scored 6 in a game in the Copa Libertadores against Alianza Lima. What a thrill for a young man to be in a front three with Di Maria and Messi. And he's gone for goal, Alvarez, and Donnarumma was panicking. How's about that for a first touch at Wembley?
Ah, good grief. We saw Angel Di Maria early in the game, didn't we? Try an audacious attempt to lob Donnarumma. He does have a high starting point. Argentina obviously done their homework and recognised that. They've got some tough games, haven't they? Played Germany twice, England, Hungary, Italy. They're going to have to be so much better.
Molina. Foul on the Celso by Bastoni. Argentina's World Cup group: Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Poland.
Yeah, they'll be expected to come through that.
Mexico always get through their group. They have through the ages. Been knocked out in the last 16 almost all the time. But Argentina, as you rightly say, Don, very much favourites to come out of that group alive. Given the talent they have, showcased amongst others tonight by Angel Di Maria. Di Maria. Messi hiding out on the right-hand side. Time to get a couple of others on for Argentina, just to say they were here. Dybala, Gonzalez, both to get a feel of it. Tagliafico slipped on niftily for Di Maria. Played early for Alvarez. Bastoni across to meet him. Alvarez looking to show a clean pair of heels, but his was the last touch.
Yeah, just stumbled at the crucial moment.
Ticking into the 90th minute. Barella, that's a good ball. Spinazzola though is offside.
Now once again it's a demonstration that they're not just brilliant with the ball but without the ball. It's so disciplined, this line that they keep.
The end of a thoroughly satisfactory evening for Angel Di Maria. Another who shows no sign of aging. Giovanni Lo Celso has also twinkled in midfield. And a chance to get a glimpse of the frequently thrilling Paulo Dybala of Juventus, as well as Fiorentina's Nicolas Gonzalez, two more of the Italian-based Argentinian stars whose compatriots have left Italy in the shade tonight.
Well, whenever you go clean through, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, there's a brilliant example of one of the choices open to you, executed to perfection. A little chip over the goalkeeper and another brilliant performance.
We're into 4 minutes of stoppage time.
Well, Europe have been the dominant continent in the world, haven't they? Last 4 World Cup winners, all from Europe. 20 years since Brazil.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to
from Italy.
One last chance for Messi to have a wriggle, to gather speed, to bemuse, and to keep the ball so that the win is made sure by Dybala.
I have to say, I think that is the least that their second half performance has deserved. If anything, they've been even better in the second half than they were in the first, and until a moment ago they didn't have the rewards to show for it, but they have now. And I think that third goal has put a more realistic perspective on what we've witnessed here at Wembley this evening. Very, very superior. Could have been even more, but for Donnarumma, who once again revolves around you-know-who. Messi maybe just gets a little good fortune there, but Dybala's backing him up. He gets the touch out of his feet, and that allows him to be very, very precise. There's no goalkeeper in the world is going to stop that. It's right in the corner. And it's the cherry on top of the icing, on top of the cake.
And it is Argentina's trophy. And Argentina were terrific.